したもんさ。だがこれで何かが変わると思ったのか？言ったよな。本性ってもんは変わらねえ。サソリはサソリ。
俺に言った言葉を忘れたのか？俺を失望させるな、ジョー。
立て！立つんだジョー！社長には指一本触れさせやしねえ。誰にもおめえの明日は奪わせやしねえ。立て、立って戦え。おめえには明日があるんだジョー。おめえの実力は本物だ。この南部岩石が保証する。今度はハッタリじゃねえ。
終われねえよな、こんなところじゃよ。
Focus. No matter how much research you do ahead of time, it's easy to get frustrated when facing so many strangers, especially when they are asking you questions. You have to make sure you are focusing on the task at hand, not just the situation you are in. A panel is often made up of individuals from different departments and management levels, so each person is going to have a different takeaway from your response based on their area of focus. Use the opportunity to showcase your flexibility and stress management skill. Ready your responses and tell a name to the individual asking you. Grace under pressure. Make eye contact with everyone on the panel and be sure to address your response both individually and to the group as a whole. Along with the eye contact and conscious body language, make sure you physically project confidence. Ultimate. Of course, not every hiring manager is going to let you know ahead of time that you are coming in for a panel interview. But if you are, you will done your research and look into who was at the company. You should know ahead of time just who could potentially be there. Anticipation. Task you should Anticipation. Task you should tackle is really drilling down on the job description and the requirements. Make sure you know those inside and out. It can also help you anticipate. It can also help you anticipate any potential. Reviewing, 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 reviewing. Reviewing,
Revealing.
reviewing, reviewing.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Stephen. Good evening too.
Yes, are you ready for class tonight,
Oh,
Pinkis?
yes, I'm ready.
Okay, thank you for waiting. So, by the way, we're gonna continue our Unit 5, right?
Yeah, Unify. Yeah.
Okay, so how's your day so far, Pinkis?
How's I think as usual, but I have a new task about because we don't have our team member is not enough to original system integration team. They don't have enough people to support the
Mm,
Sony's product. So our management
mm,
brought us to support them. So we need to bring up
mm,
the triple on next year. Next year.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. How many are you?
Just just two people. I and my another young colleagues.
Oh, so you and your colleague, two of
Yeah.
you.
Uh. Team member. If we are in a team same team group, just two. But
Mm-hmm,
we have another senior partner. It's come from another team. It's also two. So total of us are four.
mm-hmm. I see. So, are you starting this week for that project?
Mm, actually, we because the plan is very long. It's
Uh-huh.
because maybe spend it's look like half of a year. So I think we have a weekly meeting. We have a weekly meeting uh to uh um, to de to to define the
To
sketch.
discuss. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Why?
You mean to discuss or
Yeah,
to distribute?
distribute or discuss the how should we do in the plan because because it's a new platform, so many new tasks will be produced, and maybe it's never happened. It's never happened previously.
I see. Okay. So will that take months or is it just a short project?
It's I think it's take a 6 months, totally maybe
Ah,
6 months. Yeah, so it's a
ah,
very long
okay.
project. Yeah.
Long project. And your pay will be increased if that's the case.
I'm not sure, but because I think it's my job and it's also a good opportunity for me because I never do the system integration. Actually, I have been some tasks about the system integration, but I never from 0 to 100. I think it's very different for me.
Uh-huh, I see. Okay. So at least you're right, you can learn more if you're having a new project to do, right?
Yeah, I think I can see different concept or viewpoint from the senior engineer because this is our first time to participate all the plan, not just because in previous my previous experience maybe we just finish some part of the plan, but this is we have opportunity to participate all the plan.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that's good. Not only that, it also would be added to your experience, and maybe you can learn more things in that new project, right? Is it with Sony?
Yes, it's Sony. Because yes, because Sony is cheaper as well. Because in our we are cheaper vendor. So when we produce our hardware designer will design the chip and the chip will go to the TSMC to tap out. And when the chip come back, we also need to prepare our software stack to install on the hardware. So this plan will start from the chip tap out, finish tap out, and come back to our company.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. So, um, I think you're good. You're one of the good engineer because you're chosen to help, right?
I'm not
Did
sorry.
your boss
Hmm?
assigned you
Oh yeah,
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
that?
Because I think we also don't have enough resource to support. Because only I and my another colleagues maybe we have free time or experience about the not I think
Mm-hmm.
not enough experience full experience to support the project, but because we still do some part of the plan, so maybe he hope we can also learn different from the system integration this time.
Ah, I see. Okay, so that's great. I'm happy that you have a new project to do. Well, at least, just like I said, you're gonna learn new things, and that would be a great experience for you. So I hope that would be a success in 6 months, right? Quite a
But
long time.
I think it's a very busy. It will become very busy
Uh-huh.
in a half of a year.
Oh yeah. So I just forget what date are you going to, uh, or would you like to finish your classes with PNP language again? Is it
Uh,
November?
Actually, I after I evaluated all the days, I think our final course is Friday because it's this Friday
Ah,
because yeah because I also have a class with Javis, so we don't have we don't have reminder course in this term or in this season. But I think I uh after 1 month or 2 months, maybe I will still
go back.
continue go back
Uh-huh.
because I need to spend some time to review our previous course because I all save it on the YouTube. And thanks you help me. Thanks you help me to save it because I think I can check my pronunciation or some uh some grammar rule from the previous course.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So you can always go back. And you mean Friday, like tomorrow? The
Yeah,
last
tomorrow is our last
last day?
class. Yeah, our final course is Friday. Yeah. So I think we could not finish
Yeah.
the material 5, but I think it's also okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because we only have until tomorrow. So, but don't worry. If you have time soon, maybe in a few months' time, then we can continue whatever lesson you want to learn, right?
I know.
So,
Yeah, and then maybe I think maybe if we finish the if next season if I finish we finish because maybe we will continue our business effective interview skill. But if we finish it, maybe I will choose another topic
mm,
to practice.
yeah, actually, you can always choose a topic that you want, right? So if you decide to change it, that's fine. Anytime we can change it. Okay. So I hope that we can still, like, I can still teach you soon, if
Yeah,
you gotta go back.
yeah, and I also very appreciate you because I think my English speaking become fluently according to our. I think maybe we have already have maybe 40 5 50 maybe 50 course 50 total course.
50 classes.
Yeah, but it's useful for me because in previous Sunday, I have made some because actually my skin is close darker, so some people will think I come from Thailand. Actually, when I study in the senior high school, I have be we say hello from the hey, are you come from Thailand? It is yeah. And in the Taipei train station, I remember some people he asked me how to because we have NRT in the Taipei, and they asked me how to maybe how to take the train or take the NRT to the right place. And
Mhm,
because I usually practice speaking English with you, so
mhm,
I can know his meaning and help them to the and the director name to their right
mhm,
position. I think is in this time I think I yes learning English is meaningful for me, not just
mhm,
because I need to I need to have a Java interview, but
mhm.
also I could help other people uh in the something situation.
Yeah, that's right. And the important thing is you can understand what the person is saying, and you could also help them if they ask a question. That's the most important, right? And as well as if you can talk to other people in English. So I think you really have an improvement with how you speak because before, the like how you say a sentence may not clear to me
Yeah.
in our first classes, but now I think that you can construct your own sentence well, like you know the word to use already, unlike before.
Yes,
So that's a good improvement.
yeah, my vocabulary become more. But I think it is also my problem because I don't have I think it's need a habit. You need to practice English every day, or speaking
Yeah.
or reading. But actually I usually I don't do that. I previously I focus on studying English maybe just 1 month, and every day I practice it. But after 1 month, I suddenly suspend it, or
Mm,
after 2 months, I also continue. So my English it's not easy to grow up, because it's need
mm,
to continue to practice every day. So, but I suddenly suspended. So I think there's a problem. My English don't become well. I think I found the real reason because uh, in in this part via this opportunity, I can have maybe 550 courses with you, and I found yeah my English really become fluently and become well, and it's very obviously I can feel my English become well. Because
Yeah, correct.
sometimes when I see the YouTuber or some English TV show, hey, something I found out, hey, I can hear it, I can know what the same meaning, maybe just 60% or 80%, but yes, I can guess the meaning, but previously I
You
couldn't
can't.
understand it. Yeah. But if I found a problem is because maybe we speak is not cool quickly. If some people they speak quickly, maybe I still couldn't easy to understand it.
That's right. So it improves for as long as you encounter many words in our lesson. Then you will just be amazed that if you're listening to a radio or watching a television, you can already understand what they mean, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
it
really
means that
amazing.
you're improving.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's good. So I'm happy that you have an improvement, Pinkus. So hoping for the best for you. Okay, we still have one class tomorrow, so
yeah.
um, yeah, we can talk more about it. So anyway, are you ready to continue your lesson? This
Yes,
is the last. This is the last unit for effective interview skills, right?
yeah, yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So we ended yesterday in page number 3, if I'm right.
Yes,
Okay, so we were discussing about panel interview, right? And tips and objectives of panel interview. So we will have here the second hint that we should master if we are in a panel interview. So the second one is, or the first one was ability to remember names. That's what we talked about last night, right?
yeah.
Okay, so number 2 is focus.
Focus.
Okay. I want you please to read the meaning of focus.
Okay. Full paragraph or just one part.
Okay. Each part like this one first.
Okay. No matter how much research you do ahead of time, it's easy to get frustrated when facing so many strangers, especially when they are asking you questions.
Okay. So thank you so much for reading. So what do we mean by flustered?
It's look like you feel nervous or unconfident or uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's related to flustered. In other terms, we could also use confused or
Oh,
agitated. Confused.
okay, confused. Okay,
Okay, that's flustered. So let me put a comment here.
okay.
Okay, so no matter how much research you do ahead of time, it's easy to get nervous, confused, or flustered. It's the same when facing so many strangers, especially when they're asking your question. But it depends, right? There are people who don't really feel nervous at all. Do you feel nervous on an interview?
Uh, if this company I don't have any interesting, I don't feel nervous.
But if that company, you really like to work in that company, I think you're gonna feel nervous, right?
Yeah. I remember when I graduated from the master degree, and this is my first time go. My actually I have prefer. I have one dream company. I hope I could join it. So
Uh huh.
I prepared 1 month to practice their coding question. But when
Mm.
I remember when I first time with the management, and he gave me the question, and I think,
Mm.
oh yeah, this question I have already write it, so I quickly write an answer, and I think I'm very stupid. He said, wow, why you finish it so quickly? And I tell him, oh, because I have already memorized all your question, because we are actually because many engineer graduated from my, it's called a mother school, come from my maybe in a sense school. So we have there it's like a collection of questions from other labs. So actually I have already know what are they test in the interview. But I think I am too honest, so I I quickly go back on this stage. Actually, they
Uh-huh.
have three stages need to pass, and another problem is I think I also get frustrated. Even I write the code correctly, but I don't feel I express myself well because I feel so nervous. He asked me some question, and I think the question is not too difficult, but because I'm not familiar with the topic, and it because I want to pretend I know a lot of domain knowledge, so I write all
Mm-hmm.
maybe I just know a little, but I write all the skill on the interview. So on my JD, so when he asked me, actually I don't this topic he has interest,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not familiar with it. So after this experience, I know if something I really don't know or I'm not familiar with or professional
Mm-hmm.
with it, I never write it on my JD. So my current JD, I just
Mm-hmm.
list some topic on the JD.
I see. Do you mean that when you were studying, you were given a hint about their questions
When you mean
or
when I
about their like how did you know about the questions? So did
oh
you
oh
learn about it already?
oh okay not to learn about it because some friend okay this company they are some engineer come graduate from my school. And because in the master degree we have a group is called lab. Lab is like
Mm.
because we need to write a paper to graduate. So the professor will find maybe or hire five or six student to write a paper. But each one write
Mm.
their paper independently. But maybe we will research some same topic in the lab. Maybe this lab is called artificial intelligence, and
Mm.
another lab is research embedded system, and because many engineers graduated from my school, so their their student brothers will give their 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 younger student brothers maybe give this the or collect a question because they graduated from the same level. So I get
Mm.
the
So
interview
that's good.
question. Yeah, so I think it's not good. It's a little stupid because I remember after I finished the interview, I remember some people because this
Uh-huh.
interview question is shared on the Google Cloud,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
I remember some student hinted if you have already know the question, please pretend you are not familiar with it.
I see, okay. So maybe there's an advantage and disadvantage if you know the questions ahead of time, right?
Yeah,
So you can answer it easily or quickly, but they might ask, why did you answer it so quick? Or why you're too fast?
yeah. Actually, because
So maybe it's not a challenge.
yeah, because sometimes they actually their predict scenario or expect scenario is like you don't know the question, right? But they give you some hint and try to lead you to the correct answer. But then you suddenly give the right answer. They don't know how to how continue the meeting.
I see. Okay. So, for me, I don't want to know the questions ahead of time. So maybe you will not be challenged anymore to answer it if you are already in that interview because you know it, you know that already, right? You already know what to answer and you already know how to answer those questions. So
Yeah,
it depends on a situation.
yeah, but I think but previously I think is but actually in currently is many foreign company they or global company they also let you know their question. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
Google, Facebook, Amazon. Actually, their interview question is come from the legal. But because the question is too much, maybe 1,000, maybe 1,000 also. So they don't hide their secret. They just told you, hey, if you want to pass our interview, you should practice the interview question. Yeah,
Okay. So it's still important to learn the interview questions ahead of time, right?
yeah,
Like what you're doing. Okay. Anyway, so number two about focus is you have to make sure you're focusing on the task at hand, not just situation you're in. Okay. What do you mean by focusing on the task at hand?
I think it's like you can handle it. That's meaning.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can handle it. Or in other words, when I say at hand, it's a task which is near for you to do or available for you to do at the moment or right now.
Available you too. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the meaning of it. Next is a panel is often made up of individuals from different departments and management levels. So each person is going to have a different takeaway from your response based on their area of focus. So this is just like a definition of a panel, okay?
Yeah,
That there are many individuals. So next is use an opportunity to showcase your flexibility and stress management skills. So this is kind of related to our discussion last night. So if you are in a panel interview, some people may get stressed because there are many of you, right? And if the
yeah,
first person already answered same questions as you have, so, but doing that, the hiring manager is going to learn or to look who's the best candidate among all, right?
yeah,
To compare all of you. So the last one is vary your responses and tailor them into or to the individual asking you. Okay. So vary your response or responses, which means you have to make a different answer. Vary means different.
Oh, not just fix. Because I think I previously I guess it's not just fix your response. So it means you need to show your difference between others.
Different response.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not really necessarily that it's totally different, but you don't have to use the same words you use. Just like you also have to explain it in your own words.
and now maybe because we try to let the hiring manager, we try to give him good impression from
Uh-huh.
the response. Oh, good
Okay.
impact, good impact.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And tailor them to the individual asking you. So tailor means it must be related to the question asked to you. Okay.
Yeah,
So it depends on the question given to you, especially if you are given a question which is situational. So I guess in that case, you all of you would have different answers, right?
yeah,
It's too weird if the answer of the candidate number one is going to be the same exactly situation that you have. So maybe the hiring manager would think that you're just copying the first person's answer, right?
yeah.
So that's quite tricky. So next we have grace under pressure. So what do we mean again by grace under pressure? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. I remember a story about a ducker. You
Uh-huh.
you 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 see the ducker is a confident and
Yeah.
flow,
Person? Uh-huh.
yeah, on the water, and maybe, but actually his leg is quickly shake under the water.
Yeah, like secretly, right?
Yeah,
Okay. We cannot see it immediately, but under it, it's working. So that is the story of the duck in the water. So grace under pressure. So make, okay, I want you to read the first one, please, Pinkus.
okay. Make eye contact with everyone on the panel and be sure to address your response both individually and to the group as a whole.
As a whole.
As a whole, okay, as a whole.
Okay. So make eye contact. How do you understand when we say make eye contact? What are you going to do with that?
It's like we eyes to eyes. When we have sight,
Mm.
eye is called sight. Our sight is close or suddenly collision.
Right. So it's like when you answer, you don't have to look to the wall. You don't have to look at the roof. You have to look at the person asking you, right? Eyes to eyes.
Yeah, but some
So,
I remember some people if you eyes to name they will feel uncomfortable. I remember you shouldn't look at uh their mouth or I think I remember it's their their maybe upper 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 five upper
body. Uh-huh.
upper five. Let me check the let me check the word.
Okay.
Bro.
Brow.
Yeah, maybe we should look up their bro. Because if you directly look at their eyes, they will feel uncomfortable. They maybe
Ah, uh-huh.
suddenly forgot to how to respond to you. But you should look at their. I remember your bro or your nose is a confident side for people. But I have forgotten the story come from. But I remember I have
Mm-hmm.
ever see the news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. In other words, it's like there are other people or person who will lose their confidence if they are being looked in the eyes, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they will feel nervous if someone look at them in the eyes, so they will forget what to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think because I also the kind of these people because my previous colleague he like to directly to contain your eyes and he like to play the game when he because he watch me right and he will instead on when I give up two eyes to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
So
it's
you.
like a little if you directly eyes to you see your eyes to directly to CNR people eyes is a little attackable, a little attackable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Because some people maybe don't want someone to look at them
yeah, 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 yeah.
in the eyes. Like, are you that person? If
Mm,
someone look at you, you feel like you don't know what to say anymore, and you feel you lose your confidence.
if he directly to see my eyes, I feel little strange. But maybe 5 5 seconds or 10 seconds, I will feel strange because I don't know why he don't try to move his side? Why he have to watch my eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it depends, but of course, you should not be obvious looking at different things if you're talking to the hiring manager, right? So maybe looking at the face, not
yeah, yeah, yeah,
exactly in
yeah,
the
yeah.
eyes, but maybe just look at her or him,
I know
not
because if
not
you
not putting your eyes anywhere.
yeah because when you say something but you don't face to your to your let me check uh mhm. Or to your object. I think it's very strange
Mm-hmm.
because he don't know maybe he is not sure you are prepared to speaking with him.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So it depends on a person and how you're going to handle, right?
Yeah,
For you not to forget what to say. Okay, we have the second one. Along with eye contact comes body language. Make sure you're physically projecting confidence. So, in other words, here, Pincus, it means that there are really people that when they speak, they normally move their hands.
yeah,
So, if you are that person who always make body languages using your hands or your head, then the hiring manager might think that you're nervous or you're not confident about what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. Body language. I think it's very also important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not bad to have a body language, but it should not be all the time that all the words you say, you do a body language or you move your hands, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of awkward if you do that. Okay, so that's the second, grace under pressure. So, as a whole, grace under pressure means that if you feel nervous during the interview, you just stay cool and relax. You don't have to show that to other people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will have the next. Please read the next one.
Okay. Stress management and toughness.
Okay, thoughtfulness.
Oh, toughfulness.
Okay, one more time. From the word thoughtful.
Toughful.
Thoughtfulness.
Oh, toughfulness.
Okay, thank you. So this is your guide to pronounce the word. So let me just make it bigger.
Okay.
Okay, so thoughtfulness.
Toughfulness.
Okay, that's great. So stress management and thoughtfulness. So we have the first one here. Could you please read what is stress management means?
Okay. Panel interview have a reputation of feeling a bit like being in front of a fire squad. Sorry, squad.
Squad.
Squad. Okay, squad.
Okay, firing squad.
Firing squad.
Okay. So, in other words, it does not mean literally that you are in front of a firing squad,
I
okay?
know, I know.
That okay. That only means that if you are in a panel interview, uh, that may be like people who are in a panel interview, it is normal for them to feel nervous, right? And it's like the feeling that you are in front of a firing squad. So that's how you feel if you are in a panel interview. But of course, just like we learned, we don't have to show that, right? We have to act as a grace under pressure, not showing that we're nervous. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, number two, please read.
Okay. You are being interviewed by a number of people, and they are all competing with each other in trying to get their question answered within a limited amount of time. It can be a little overwhelming.
Okay, so since there are many of you, it's like a competition because the hiring manager is going to assess and check who is really the best candidate among all of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's panel interview. Actually, the meaning here is just repeating the things that we discussed, but we'll go through with them one by one. So we have the last one. Take your time to formulate your responses, but don't take too much time. You're not there to impress them with your speed, but you're there to impress them with knowledge and skills. Okay, can you tell me what this hint means?
Okay. I think he help you to organize your response, your answer, but you
Mhm.
should not spend too much. You don't need to speak quickly or spend too much time or spend too much time on speaking. But you should maybe have it's called a let me check the word. Maybe show the key point. I think you should
Mhm.
later the higher recruiter can get your key point.
Mhm. Okay. Right. So you don't really have to take too much time thinking about your answer. Maybe maybe just few seconds, that's okay, but you don't have to take a minute to think your answer, right?
Yeah.
So here, you're not there to impress them with your speed and how fast you answer, but you're going to show them the knowledge and skills you have. So it's not important really to make a fast answer all the time because sometimes you're going to say a different thing if you don't really think the right answer, right?
Yeah.
So you just maybe need a few seconds before you could answer. So we have the next one, Pink, is in number 5. Or by the way, any questions so far before we move on?
Oh no, it's career. Thanks.
Okay, so we have number 5, build a strong foundation.
Okay. One way
Okay.
to elevate the pressure and the stress that comes with panel interview is to know ahead of time just who is interview you.
Interviewing you.
Oh, sorry, interviewing you. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we learned before too, right? So ahead of time, you're gonna research and you must know the person who is interviewing you. So that must be ahead of time. Do you do a research before? Who is the name of the person who's gonna interview you? Or no?
Oh, but I think it's not easy, because if
Yeah.
he is not famous, you even you Google he on his name, you will find that there are a lot of people has the same name.
Right. And maybe not all the time you would really know who the person you're gonna talk with, right?
Yeah,
So maybe other company you would know, but some maybe that's their privacy not to let you know the name of the hiring manager. I'm not
yeah,
sure if there are company who are like that.
yeah. But if you could, yeah, because I remember when before you interview, you could not know your recruiter, who are they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you would only know during an interview,
Yeah, and
right?
if you could find his name on the Google, not just LinkedIn, maybe I don't mean just not LinkedIn because maybe some people will put their JD on the LinkedIn so you can find his name. But if you can find his name not just in the LinkedIn, I think he's a very master of the domain knowledge. So
Mm-hmm.
it's also
Correct.
I think you should also respect him.
Right, yeah. And it's not good to make up names. If you're not sure of the name of the hiring manager, you don't have to call him or her with any name, right? It's kind of rude if you're gonna call him or her with a different name. So rather, you don't have to call the hiring manager with any name if you are not sure, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we will have the next here. So, of course, not every hiring manager is going to let you know ahead of time. So, this is what we talk about, that you're coming in for a panel interview. But if you're done with research and looked into who works at the company, you should know ahead of time who could potentially be there. So, in other words, some hiring manager is not going to let you know their name ahead of time. You would only know it if you are already talking face to face, right?
I think
Okay.
a situation you could know their name. Maybe he's your
Uh,
brother student. Your
yeah.
it's called brother student. Yes, I think it's called brother student. Yeah, because sometimes I remember when I graduated from the laboratory because we are same brother student. They service in different semiconductors. So if we want to
Hmm.
join the company, you can find the name to apply the job. I think it's quickly because they introduce you right, so the hiring manager will firstly to consider your JD.
Hmm. Hmm. That's right. So, with your regarding your interview with your company right now, did you know the name of the hiring manager ahead of time?
Hiring manager,
The name,
no, no,
yeah, the
no,
name of
no,
the hiring manager.
no,
No.
no, no, no. I don't know, but I have ever come to different come to the company and because I send my resume to my brother student, so I know my I know my hiring recruiter. It's not called like the engineer the engineer they want to interview me is my brother student, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
What do you
that
mean by brother student? Like a junior?
what
Did you say brother student?
Oh yeah, yeah. He is my brother student, but not only him. Because if just him, I think the interview is not fair, right? So also
Mm-hmm.
have his management or his colleague. But because
Mm-hmm.
you are because they, I think it's like they let me check the word. Let's suggest you. I think because they suggest you to their company, so they will
Recommend. You mean like they recommend you?
recommend it. Yeah, recommend to you recommend. So they think you have the good quality because have already want people to recommend you.
That's right. So that's good if you know someone working in the company ahead of time, right? You would have an idea
Yeah, because actually,
who you're gonna talk with.
yeah, because we have an interview. We want to have an interview because we want to test your quality, right? But if we have because we don't have too much try to test you, but if we have already some people know your previous experience and have already co-worked with you, like your product student, I think it's a very
Mm-hmm.
strong for strong for recommendation.
Mm-hmm. So do you like that someone recommend you to their company? Like you have a friend working in the company, or do you want to work in a company where no one knows you?
Hmm. uh, I don't know how to. I'm not sure, but I remember if you are very awesome or you have some reputation in some domain knowledge, I think many people will want to recommend you because you are very awesome and everybody know you, right? But
Mm,
if you are nobody, you need to pass the interview every time. So I hope one day I could become
yeah.
very famous in some terminology, and I don't need
Mm,
to. I don't need to prove myself on the interview. They just see my name and know. Oh yeah, this guy is he's very professional in this terminology.
that's right. And it's very important if you really have something to put in your resume that you have a good record, especially if you work too long in the previous company. So they're gonna see your record, and they already want you. They want you to hire you already, right?
Yeah,
When they see your experience, for example.
yeah,
Okay.
actually,
So, uh-huh. So
definitely. Yeah, sorry, definitely
that's
not actually. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, yeah, okay, definitely. So build a strong foundation. That's number five. We will have number six, anticipation. Please read.
Anticipation. Task you should tackle is really drilling down on the job description and the requirements. Make sure you know those inside and out.
Okay, so task you should tackle. Tackle means discuss or uh, uh, s- discuss or I forgot the other term.
Okay, I guess I look up a dictionary. It's called make a determined effort to deal with.
Yeah, determined efforts to deal with something.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
With a task or a problem. That's right. So, task you should tackle is really drilling down on the job description and requirements. Make sure you know those inside and out. So, you must be careful with the things that you say, okay? Because that would determine how well you know about the job position. So, drilling down means like more deeper research
Yeah,
about you, right? To
yeah,
know more about you. So that's very important to be careful on the words that comes out to your mouth, and you really must know all the things that you say because it would determine what kind of person you are, right?
yeah.
Okay, so please read the number 2 hint.
Okay. It can also help you anticipate any potential questions that may come up in an interview and allow you to practice your answer and tailor your response.
Okay, so it can also help you anticipate any potential questions that might come up in the interview. So in other words, it is still important to do an advanced research, right? So just
Yeah,
like you, if you're planning to do or apply for another job, it is good to anticipate or know ahead of time the potential questions or possible questions that might come up in an interview so that you could practice your answer. That's what you do in our previous unit, right?
Yeah.
So we got sample questions you try to answer and you practice reading your answer. So that's good that you have that material. Okay, so next, please read the third one.
Okay. The least surprised you are when you walk into a panel interview, the smoother the process will go. And let's start with your doing your pre-interview research before you even walk into the room.
Okay, so the less surprised. Okay, by the way, this is less.
Oh,
Can
less,
you say the
sorry,
word?
less. Okay, less.
Okay, so all right. So this means that the less surprised you are when you walk into a panel interview, the smoother the process will go. So this means that if you already know what is going to happen, everything will go smoothly. If you already have an idea what is going to happen, then of course you're well prepared, right? Rather than you apply for the job and you really don't have an idea what's going to happen. So I think you will really feel nervous on what's going to happen next.
Yeah,
So it's good if you have an advanced research or let's say you already have a knowledge. So very important if someone is going to give you tips or recommend you so
yeah,
that they can give you some important knowledge on what you should do. Okay?
yeah.
All right. So that is anticipation. Number six. We will have the number seven, which is the last one. Turn the tables.
Okay. Always keep in mind a panel interview isn't just a time for a company to get to know you. It's also time for you to get to know them.
Okay, so it is a give and take process. So a panel interview is not only the hiring manager trying to know you, it also could be an interview which you should know about them, right? So vice versa. When I say vice versa, uh, A to B and B to A. So both of you would be knowing each other, right? Because
Oh,
of course you are trying to work in their company, so you should also know the type of company and what they used to do.
yeah, I think it's very important because I also want to know their, it's called trend. I also want to know their trend or their purpose,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe there are some new feature in their or new purpose in their company. I think it's very important because maybe when you join the company, not or after just not too many years, the company suddenly broke up.
Mm, correct. So it's very important that you let them know about yourself and you also try to know about them. And remember our lesson before, it is good or it is okay if you could ask question to the hiring manager. But of course, it should be a related question, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay, so I think we don't have much time tonight because we're gonna end this part for now, but we're gonna continue our lesson tomorrow, okay?
okay.
All right, so we have another class tomorrow because it's Friday, and we are almost halfway of this material. So if we cannot finish this tomorrow, well, we could continue this if you have time soon, all right?
I know maybe next season.
Okay, don't worry. So, before we go, is there any question that you have?
No, it's career. Thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. If you have questions, you can let me know or send me a message through Skype. And thank you so much for your time tonight, Pinkus. So, you have a